This lesson explains CACFP procedures to follow if an individual has a special dietary need for medical or religious reasons. The information is in Chapter 2 of the CACFP Administrative Manual. A diet modification request form is required to document disabilities. The form is also required whenever families provide meal components and the center wants to claim the meal. A diet modification request form is recommended for all medical dietary requests. The form is available in the CACFP Administrative Manual. The diet modification request form must include the participant's name, an indication if the participant has a disability, foods to omit and foods to substitute, signature of a medical authority, a decision by the family indicating if they will provide the food substitutions, and parent-guardian signature and date. The back of the form is optional to provide additional information. The medical authority must be authorized to write prescriptions in the state of Iowa. This includes medical doctors, doctors of osteopathic medicine, advanced registered nurse practitioners, and physician's assistants. Chiropractors are not authorized to sign diet modification request forms in Iowa. If the participant has a disability, the form must list the major life functions affected by the disability and include why the disability restricts the participant's diet. The center must offer to provide food substitutions, unless doing so would be a documented financial hardship. Meals may be claimed if the center follows the instructions and serves the meal substitutions the medical professional indicates on the form, regardless of whether the meal meets the meal pattern requirements. If the participant does not have a disability, the center is encouraged, but not required, to provide the substitutions. Meals must meet CACFP meal pattern requirements to be claimed for reimbursement. Families may provide food substitutions for their family member for a documented medical reason. When the participant has a disability, the center must provide at least one component to claim the meal. When the participant has a medical need not considered to be a disability, the family may provide only one component, and the center must provide the remaining components to claim the meal. Parents, guardians may make a written request for a milk substitute. The request may be made on the diet modification request form or other document. The substitute must be nutritionally equivalent to cow's milk. Only certain brands of soy milk meet this requirement. Meals including milk substitutes not nutritionally equivalent to cow's milk may not be claimed for reimbursement unless the participant has a documented disability. If this is the case, a diet modification request form must be on file documenting the disability and the milk substitute to be served. Non-dairy beverages must be noted on final menus when served. This topic will be covered further in Lesson 3. Food substitutions, including food brought from home, must be noted on the menu. It may be a footnote. Lesson 4 provides additional guidance for different situations when food is not supplied by your organization. Religious preferences may be accommodated for individual participants if the substitutions meet CACFP meal pattern requirements. Making accommodations is encouraged, but not required. Substitutions must be recorded on menus. In this example, an accommodation is made for pork by offering chicken and stir-fry vegetables. It is recorded at the bottom of the menu. The substitute meets the meal pattern components. Contact the state agency if accommodations are requested by a religious organization. For religious organizations, variations in the food components of meals may be approved on an experimental or continuing basis when there is evidence that the variations are nutritionally sound and are necessary to meet religious needs. For example, during the religious observance of Passover, Jewish facilities may be exempted from the enrichment and whole grain requirements and granted flexibility with the requirement for fluid milk at breakfast, lunch, and supper. This concludes Lesson 2 on medical and religious exceptions. If you have questions, please contact your CACFP consultant or the state agency. Contact information can be found in the front of the manual.